the expression of our human body upright in this mountain posture. Awesome. One more standing pose today. So the horse stance, you can go ahead and step your left or right foot back, doesn't matter, but you'll come to a wide stance on your mat. I'm just going to adjust my mat. Make sure I'm still going to be in the camera frame. Okay, good. Okay, so for horse stance, feet are about maybe 2.5, 3 feet wide. You can go a little wider if you've got long legs, a little shorter if you need to, if you're tighter or less open in the hips. Toes turn out 30 to 45 degrees. We're not trying to be ballerinas here, so don't be turned as far out towards the edges of the mat with your toes. Just find a nice kind of mid-range there. Hands on the hips, just like our chair pose, we're just going to let gravity bring the pelvis down, the knees bend. You want to keep that equal feeling of weight in the fronts and backs of your feet. If all the weight's in your toes, you just move your pelvis back and you can feel that little adjustment, right? So take time to find that position. I'm again just going to turn to the side for a moment. So as we find this position, again, we're not trying to be in a bar class here, so my pelvis might not be fully upright. If there's a slight tip of the pelvis that needs to happen in order for your outer hips to be more open or relaxed, then that's fine. Just make sure that your torso, if you think of that line in the center, is going to be the same angle of tip that your pelvis is, okay? So whatever that needs to be. Actually, another guide is where my shins are. So if you kind of see the angle of my shins, the angle of my torso and spine is the same. It's actually the same as your chair pose. Right, so just a little way to check in with yourself there if you've got a mirror handy or if you record yourself or anything like that. So then come back to the horse position. Just go ahead and lift, letting the knees extend, and then sink the pelvis back down. Now again, you can squeeze your imaginary block here, create that lifting energy from the root to help bring you up, and then holding that energy lightly as gravity brings you back down. Hip palms can be in prayer, hands on the hips if that helps you as well. Let this be a meditation, so you're becoming more tuned in, more aware of the qualities, the energies passing through your body, through your mind in this practice. Whatever that is, we don't care, we're just being present. That is the practice. Find the depth of pose that works for you. Again, at any time if you need to, you can readjust your feet, your thighs to make it more opening or comfortable for your outer hips especially. Send the right hand up. Actually, let's do arms out to the sides. Turn your right palm up, left palm down, and then you're just going to rotate the arms back and forth a few times. Okay, then the right arm, as the palm is facing up, the right arm reaches up, the left hand's going to slide behind your back, and you'll bring the left knuckles towards the shoulder blades. Again, I'm just going to flip around so you can see that. So left arm coming up, right elbow bends, and maybe the fingers touch or clasp, maybe not, that's okay. You can just keep the fingers extended. If you like to use a strap or a towel, you can dangle it from your top hand and hold the strap with the bottom hand there. I don't have one to demonstrate today, but again, it doesn't matter either way. Just one last thing here. So one action you can find, pressing your ribs against that back wrist. That's going to naturally help to engage, I'll show you from the side here too, what's called Ujjayi Bandha, what we call the center of the diaphragm, creating a connecting action to the center of the body. So I'm pressing back. You can see that kind of adjusts my upper spine into a forward bend, so I'm then going to reach up through the top of the head and the top elbow. And this gives me support to actually go deeper into my shoulders, as opposed to here. You can see that little adjustment gave me a little more space, a little more freedom. So a couple more breaths. Release your top hand first, just bringing it down, and then slowly release that left arm. Arms stretch out to the sides, left palm up, right palm down, and you'll do a little back and forth a few more times. We're still in the horse position. If you need to switch the position of the legs, sink down a little more or lift up a little more, just create those actions. Left palm faces up, right palm is down, and your left arm reaches up and the right hand slides again bebehind the back of the ribs. Okay, bend that left elbow. Again, maybe fingers touch, maybe they don't. That's okay. I'm again going to use my awareness, ground down through the root, press ribs against that back wrist, and then lift and lengthen through the top of the spine. That top elbow reaching up as well. You're creating a flow of energy through those actions. And find deep breaths here. You may notice a significant difference between one side or the other. Ooh, I just did that. That's a good thing to do too. Let's see if you can even rotate your head slightly and observe any tension or resistance in the neck with this one. Again, the energy grounding down is what gives for our lift. So feel a connection to both qualities. Bringing it back, releasing your left hand and arm first, and then the right arm slowly from there. Shake it out. Slowly lift the pelvis, straightening the knees, turn your toes in. Heels can kick a little bit wider. If you like that horse position, you could, also stay there as we fold forward, interlacing the hands, letting the arms come overhead. So this is a nice variation for the outer hips. If you're in the straddle or the wide leg position, you'll get a little more inner thigh hamstring stretch. Okay, see if you can find the chest opener. If you needed to, you could just relax hands on the floor or use a block. We'll do one more round of our horse position today, so I'm going to turn my toes out, bend the knees, and stack my body right up. If you need to come up right and sink down from there, it's a good way to get into it as well. Okay, what we'll find next is our Gardasana arms, right? The mighty bird or eagle pose. Arms stretch out to the sides. Let's again start with the right on top. So you're crossing your right arm over your left in front of the chest, like you're going to give yourself a big hug. Try to stack the elbows, right, as best you can, and then turn the fingers to point upward. My left arm on the bottom, so my left fingertips find my right thumb. Thumbs are pointing towards your face. Show that from the side too. Okay, so right elbow on top, left hand comes towards my face, and then finds the right palm with my left fingertips. You can also add a movement here. Sorry, I'm gonna stay sideways for this one. Elbows lift up on the inhale and lower down on the exhale. Now when the elbows drop, there's a tendency for the head to follow, so you want to maintain that upright alignment with your torso, with your upper spine. Even if you can't go as far with the arms, you'll be able to feel that stretch better. Okay, continue to move or find a position that feels good for you there. We'll drop the elbows down, tip your hands to the right side, so that top arm side, and then the head leans to the left, and you can finish out with just a little bit of movement, nodding yes, rotating no, with your head tilting to that left side. Bring it back to center, unwind the arms, stretch it out. And then cross the left arm over right, give yourself a big hug, point fingertips up, your right hand comes towards your face, and then the right fingers maybe find that left thumb. Okay, if you can't get there, it's okay, just do the best you can to get the hands as close as possible. If you're really limited, you can just pull the arm into like this old PE stretch, I like to call them, right? The old school, just outer shoulder stretch there. The movement would be a light lift and lower of the elbows still here. Okay, if you can find it with the arms connected. You can also encourage a little lift of the center of the collarbones as the arms lift up, opening up the front of the chest, the shoulders. Keep breathing. Notice the breath in the upper part of your ribs. So big inhales will help to create that. Elbows drop down, hands to the left, head to the right. And again, deep, deep inhales. It's like you're filling up that space in the left side neck, the left shoulder joint. Nod yes, gently. Rotate the head no. return to center, unwind the arms, and again, extend the knees by lifting your pelvis up. Okay, turn the toes back inward. The last forward fold, you can again use your hands on the block or the chair. Block, sorry, I don't have a chair today. You can also stack your forearms behind your back or just your palms stacking. Okay, the third option would be to start fist to fist, slide the fingers up and bring the palms together for your reverse prayer. Okay, so all three of those are good options here. As you fold forward, you're going to give a light squeeze of the shoulder blades towards the spine and then push your elbows towards the thighs or towards the floor. And let the top of the head sink towards the floor as well so the neck is nice and open there. Okay, release the arms. Go ahead and heel toe your feet to about shoulder width. Toes are slightly turned out. Using your block if you need some extra height here. Hands are on the block. Pelvis sinking down as low as you can, keeping the heels grounded. So you're just sinking pelvis down, again, lifting through your center. Forearms can rest on the thighs. If you're a little bit higher up, that's fine. If you can get the hips below the knees, then we bring the palms together here into our garland pose, Malasana. You're using the lift of your center so that you're not collapsing into the legs, although a push through the feet is helpful too. So I'm grounding down and using that energy to help me boost myself up. Same thing with the block, right? Not collapsing, but lifting through the inside. A couple more breaths, stay present again, just notice your experience, notice your attachment to that experience. Okay, slowly lift the pelvis, exhaling, let the knees extend, and one more time, fold over your legs. And slowly rise back up to stand, or actually from here you can come down to a seat. We'll finish out the last few poses on the mat.